The movie begins in the chaotic year of 1944 during World War II, with the loud sound of gunfire echoing across the wide Pacific Ocean. In this dangerous place, we meet a strong American Marine captain named Ellis, who is leading his team through risky waters. His group was suddenly attacked by Japanese soldiers during an important mission, causing a lot of damage. In the confusion, Ellis barely escapes and finds himself drifting alone on a small rubber raft in the endless sea for days. Weak from hunger and tired, but determined to live, he looks across the waves until he finally sees a faraway island, a small hope of rescue. With new strength, he paddles toward the land, his arms hurting from the hard work, until he reaches the sandy shore and ties the raft between the rocks. He steps onto the island, his heart beating fast with hope as he looks around for any sign of help. The land spreads out before him, full of tall trees, bright plants, and rough rocks. But no people are in sight, making him feel even more alone. As Ellis moves further into the island, he sees a small church hidden among the green plants. Its old, worn-out front gives him a feeling of hope. Moving carefully, he sees a Catholic nun named Angela coming out from the dark doorway. Her presence is surprising in such an empty place. Angela is shocked to see a stranger and stops, her eyes wide with worry. Ellis notices her fear and raises his hands to show he means no harm. He speaks softly. "Please don't be scared. I'm an American Marine. You're safe with me." His calm voice helps her feel less tense. He asks how many people live on the island. Angela answers, her voice calm but low, "I am here alone." Ellis, not fully believing she is all by herself in such a remote place, finds it hard to trust her. With a soft motion, Angela shows him her simple shelter, a small, handmade hut built from natural materials. She offers him some food, a modest meal of fruits and roots, which he accepts gratefully, his body needing nourishment after being adrift for days. Curious about why she is alone, Ellis asks more. Angela shares her difficult story. She came to the island with a priest on a mission to save elderly priests from the advancing Japanese troops. Sadly, when they got there, the priests were already captured, leaving them stranded. The chaos of war forced them to hide, but the priests eventually died from illness. Leaving Angela behind, her people thought she had been captured by the Japanese and sent no help, leaving her alone in this remote place. Moved by her story, Ellis shares his own experience. His group was wiped out in a sudden attack, and he barely survived, wandering without purpose until chance led him to this island. After a short rest, Ellis wakes to see Angela kneeling in the soft light of her shelter, lighting candles with care and quietly praying for guidance. Her faith gives her calm strength despite the unknown. Together, they go out to find food, relying on what the island offers. Ellis, with the skill of a trained soldier, climbs tall coconut trees, shaking down ripe coconuts and handing them to Angela, who waits below, steady-handed as she gathers their food. Knowing he needs protein to get stronger, they work as a team to survive. Ellis notices a turtle swimming near the shallow ocean with a rope and a piece of driftwood. He gets the raft ready, and Angela, eager to help, joins him. They paddle towards the turtle, the calm waves gently moving their fragile raft. Catching the turtle is not easy, because it moves faster than Ellis can keep up. Suddenly, Ellis loses his balance and falls into the cold water. Angela quickly helps him back onto the raft, and together they finally catch the turtle. Their teamwork shows how much they are starting to trust each other. When they return to the island, Ellis carefully prepares and cooks the turtle. The smell of the cooked turtle fills the air. While eating, Ellis speaks with hope, saying the island has everything they need. and even if no one comes to rescue them, they can survive. Angela asks about his family, and Ellis shares that he is an orphan who lived in an orphanage until he was 14 years old. He went through tough times, and Angela also tells her own story. Like Ellis, she was an orphan. She chose to become a nun, finding comfort and happiness in her strong faith. This faith helps her encourage others to find hope, even though they see the world differently. Angela's calm and peaceful spirituality contrasts with Ellis's tough, practical attitude. Despite this, they form a strong bond, their shared feelings bringing their different lives closer together. The next morning, the sound of Japanese fighter planes flying overhead breaks their delicate calm. Ellis, with his sharp battle instincts, pulls Angela into the bushes, warning that being seen could mean death. He tells her they should move to a cave he saw earlier, its dark entrance hidden among the rocks. Angela nods, trusting his judgment, and they spend the day hidden inside the damp walls. Their breathing mixes with the far-off noise of war. At dawn, loud explosions shake the island. Ellis looks out carefully and sees Japanese planes bombing the area, leaving smoke and damage behind. Angela, shaking with fear, holds her rosary tightly and prays quietly, her lips moving without sound. Seeing her scared, Ellis tries to comfort her, placing his hand softly on her shoulder. When the planes leave, they come out to find their shelter, and the church turned into ruins. The island shows the marks of the attack. A group of Japanese soldiers arrives, setting up a weather station and breaking Ellis's raft, cutting off any hope of escaping. Forced to return to the cave, they watch as the soldiers patrol nearby. Ellis stays alert, holding a knife, ready to protect Angela, but the soldiers walk past without finding them. Hungry and scared, Angela suggests they give up, hoping the Japanese might spare a nun. Ellis is ready to let Angela escape, but she points out their food is almost gone. Ellis, protective and determined, refuses. He says, "We can't take that risk. They might hurt you. We have to stay hidden." That night, under the dark sky, Ellis quietly sneaks out. He watches the Japanese camps from a safe distance, carefully avoiding their patrols. He steps into the shallow water to fish, moving slowly to stay unseen. A soldier notices him, but Ellis quickly stays still, pretending to be dead until the soldier leaves. He catches some fish and goes back to the cave. There, he and Angela share the small meal. Ellis eats the raw fish easily, but Angela, who stopped eating fish after becoming a nun, finds it hard to swallow. Her stomach feels upset, and she throws up before going to bed, her body weak from hunger. Later, while Angela rests, Ellis heads out again. He darkens his face with soot to blend into the night. Moving quietly, he sneaks into the Japanese camp and starts collecting food, canned goods and rice that could keep them alive. Suddenly, a soldier comes near, and Ellis quickly hides behind some crates. His heart races as he holds his breath, stuck there all night with no way out. When dawn comes, the soldiers get busy with their training drills, giving Ellis a chance to slip away with the food. He hides in the jungle until it's safe to go back. Meanwhile, Angela wakes up and finds Ellis gone. Her heart fills with fear, thinking he might have been caught or killed. Tears fall down her cheeks as she prays for him to be safe. When Ellis finally returns, unharmed, Angela feels huge relief. But then, her fear changes to anger. "You left without telling me," she says, her voice shaking. "I thought you were dead." Ellis feels sorry and promises not to leave without telling Angela again. The next day, to cheer her up, Ellis gives her a bright flower and a small wooden comb he made himself. These kind gestures make Angela smile. Curious about her future, Ellis asks if she has ever thought about leaving her life as a nun to live a normal life. Angela says she hasn't taken her final vows yet, since nuns have 5 years to decide, and she is still unsure about what to do. Ellis, who is growing fond of her, hopes she might change her mind. Their quiet moment is broken by sounds as the Japanese soldiers start packing up and leaving the island. Happy, Ellis and Angela find the supplies the soldiers left behind, which will help with their food problem. During this peaceful time, Ellis opens up about his lonely childhood and the hard times he went through. He honestly admits, "I've fallen in love with you after the war." Angela was stunned and said, "Please think about leaving your vows and marrying me." She explained how devoted she was to God and couldn't go against her faith for a romantic life. Ellis felt hurt, but respected her decision, saying, "I'm sorry if my words upset you. Please, forgive me." That night, while they were having dinner, Ellis found a bottle of Japanese sake among the supplies. He drank a lot and got drunk. In a moment of poor judgment, he ignored Angela's vows and said they were meaningless, comparing their situation to Adam and Eve in a wild, untouched garden. Angela felt deeply hurt and ran into the jungle. The rain soaked her, and she collapsed, falling asleep in the cold. Ellis, now sober, searched for her desperately, but couldn't find her in the dark. At dawn, he finally found her unconscious, her body cold from the weather. He picked her up and started carrying her back to the empty camp, but then saw that the Japanese soldiers had come back, so he had to hide in the cave again. Angela's condition gets worse, and her breathing becomes shallow, putting her life at risk. Ellis sneaks into the Japanese camp to steal blankets and medicine. A soldier sees him, and in a desperate move, Ellis kills the man with his knife and hides the body to avoid being caught. Back at the cave, he changes Angela's wet clothes to keep her warm and gives her the medicine. For the first time, he prays for her to get better, his doubt turning into hope. When Angela wakes up, she asks who changed her clothes. Ellis tells her it was necessary to save her and says sorry for the harsh words he said while drunk. She forgives him, and their connection grows stronger through understanding. Suddenly, explosions go off outside. The Japanese soldiers found their comrade's body and start bombing the island to find Ellis. The soldiers reach the cave and shout, "Come out, or we'll throw a grenade." Facing the choice of surrender or death, Angela prays, believing their time is almost up. Suddenly, loud explosions ring out. American Navy planes are attacking the Japanese forces. When Ellis and Angela step outside, they see the attack and feel hope as they watch the American planes. Ellis notices the Japanese have set up 4 cannons, making it dangerous for the Americans to land. He tells Angela, "I have to stop those cannons to protect my comrades, as God would want." Although scared, Angela agrees. Dodging bombs, Ellis moves through the battlefield where many Japanese soldiers are dead or hurt by shrapnel. He carefully disables each cannon, saving many American lives. Later, Angela comes out of the cave to find him wounded and gently takes care of his injuries. Ellis, feeling weak, says, "Our paths are parting now. We might never see each other again." Angela, speaking softly, replies, "Even though I can't be with you, you will always have a place in my heart." The American Navy arrives, raising their flag in triumph. The Navy captain is surprised to find Ellis alive, as he had thought Ellis was lost. Medics carefully put Ellis on a stretcher, and Angela quietly follows, saying a silent goodbye. Ellis respects Angela's decision to live as a nun and never pushes her about his feelings. Angela, in return, holds their bond close to her heart. This story shows that true love goes beyond being together physically. and lives on in the heart even when apart. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.